Hey guys, what's going on? It's If You Have to Pick 3. I'm Matt.
And I'm Zach.
If you haven't joined us for one of these podcasts before, essentially what we do here is we pick a topic and then we both have to pick our top 3. We fight it out and find out who has either all of the picks in the top 3 or, what sort of combination we get thereof. But it's always usually a good time, unless we're talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that got really heated.
Yeah,
I still have a black eye from that.
Yeah, I know. I tore a quad in the middle, so
and I'm sorry about the couch.
That couch was going to go anyway.
Yeah, but I didn't need to do that.
That's like one of those couches that are like you just find in like radio stations or something.
And then to post
just
it on
there
YouTube,
for years.
What I did, that wasn't necessary either. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, it got ratings. That's all.
It did.
If you can find the video, let us know. So, Zach, what are we talking about today?
Well, it's probably one of our favorite days of the year.
Christmas.
Nope.
A warmer version of Christmas.
It is Record Store Day, where literally millions of music nerds like us get in line at extreme hours of the morning in hopes
or day before.
Or day before, in some cases.
Intense.
It's intense. And
intense.
Yeah. And it's all for the hope of getting what might be exclusive releases on that day or very limited run releases. But each year there's always a cool batch of exclusive titles that come out, whether it's color vinyl, like live specials, or even just re-releases of albums that have been out of print for a long time. So with that in mind, this year being no different in regards to the cool titles that they have coming out, we decided to do a top 3, what we think are the 3 coolest releases coming out this year for Record Store Day. With that in mind, Matt, I'm going to let you go first.
All right, my first pick, and this I think is going to be the coolest one to come out of Record Store Day. So I'm going to put this right up there at the very top. And as I was going through, normally like soundtracks don't really get me all up in arms about Record Store Day. But when I came across South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, I looked at it, I'm like, why is this one coming out now? Doesn't make sense to me. But when I read the description, holy shit, this is going to be awesome. So it's limited to 5,000, but it's limited to 5,000 for a very specific reason, because each of the 1,000 are going to be pressed to look like the characters from South Park. There's 1,000 that are going to be Cartman, 1,000 going to be Kenny, 1,000 going to be Kyle, and 1,000 that are going to be Stan. And then inside of some of them, meaning only 10, there's actually going to be a golden ticket version where those 10 people get a signed lithograph or print of something from Matt and Trey, the creators of South Park. I thought that was really cool, and for the opportunity to try to get one of those, yeah, that's going to be awesome. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with, because I got more than just 3 on my list here, I'm going to have to go with Mastodon's Stairway to Nick John. This one is actually a tribute to their late manager, who was a lifelong Zeppelin fan. And it's going to be on, I think it's a 7-inch, but there's only going to be 2 tracks. On the first side, it's a studio copy of the Stairway to Heaven cover. And then on side B, it is a live cut of the song being covered. So that's number 2. Number 3. Now, this one's really hard because I got a whole bunch on my list here. All right. Do I want to go with the music? Do I want to go with the way that the vinyl looks? You know what? I'm going to go with the music on this one. A copy of Green Day Live from Woodstock 94. The artwork on the front is actually interesting to me because it's going to be the Dookie album, but it's completely taped over in duct tape and Green Day Woodstock 94 live performance and like Dookie smeared on it. So that's pretty cool because looking at Woodstock 94, it was essentially a mud pit. So that's really cool to look at. This year's also going to be the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. So it's cool to, get something from Woodstock 94 when they first brought back the festival. And then just Green Day at that time was really at one of their peaks of popularity for what I call the 3 different phases of Green Day. So that is going to be pretty interesting to me to check that out on vinyl.
Matt and I were originally going to go to Record Store Day together, but now I'm afraid to go with him. And like my dumb luck that he's going to get the last copies of literally all three that he said, because that was also three that I had been eyeing on. One of which may also be on my top three, which so screw you, Matt.
Yeah. Making me go first. Yeah.
Yeah, I regret it now. So okay, I guess it's my turn now, huh?
Yep.
All right. First one. This one, I admit, I'm probably going to never be able to actually listen to. It's just from a collector standpoint. It's just really kind of funny. It's Foo Fighters' Big Me on 3-inch vinyl.
I was actually going to bring that up later on.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the 3-inch vinyl things? Because not only are the Foo Fighters on there, but Jack White's other projects and Rancid are coming out on 3-inch vinyl.
All I really know is that I guess it's a special 3-inch turntable that RSD is doing.
Is that like the thing that you got for the Oreo cookies?
Yeah, I think so, now that you mention it. So I don't know how. I didn't even realize that this was a thing until during the holidays. A close friend of my wife and I's got us for a gift this set of it was essentially a little tiny turntable that you put Oreos on. Like Oreo, the cookie company, actually released this where like each cookie you put it on, you like a little plastic thing. We'll actually post photos of this on our socials because it's really hard to describe. But literally every bite you take, it makes a different sound or a music. It's the way that the shape is. I don't really know the science behind it. It's adorable because our friend knew that we loved Oreos and vinyl. That's all I can really picture it being, to be honest.
I wonder if you can use that player for these.
No, because it's like plastic, though. I don't really know. Honestly, I just love the novelty of this.
Okay.
A, because I think I love Foo Fighters. B, it's kind of funny that Big Me is on the tiniest format of vinyl ever. So literally, it's just like, it's kind of like and one of my favorite things I've ever picked up during Record Store Day was the reissued cassette that Metallica released of its original
No Life Till Leather.
No Life Till Leather demo.
Right.
And it literally was a replica of the actual cassette that they recorded it on.
In the long box too. Yeah.
And it's like, all right, I know I will never actually listen to this. It doesn't even have a download for the audio's on it. This was literally just for pure I own this and you don't. So I'm looking this up a little bit more because I kind of forgot when I initially made this pick that it was actually going to be coming with a turntable. So technically speaking, this isn't really a new thing. They originally called 8-band record players that have been around in Japan mostly since the mid-2000s. But Crosley is producing exclusive miniature turntables, and it literally is a mini turntable. So it's not even I know we mentioned earlier about the Oreo player that I got. That was literally paper. This literally looks like an actual mini device.
So you said it's actually coming with the 3-inch vinyls, or do you?
I think you have to buy them separately. I don't really know. Because I'm even looking. Apparently, some of the stuff from Japan, if you wanted to buy the original 8-band turntables, they can go really, really, really expensive.
See, now that's something that would deter me from doing that because I got a record player on my own. I don't want to spend more money on this little 3-inch novelty. You know?
See, but I don't know if I would buy. I don't necessarily need to buy the turntable itself. I kind of just the idea that I have a 3-inch piece of vinyl itself, even if I never listen to it. It just makes me laugh.
Okay.
So I'm going to. That's my first pick. All right. Is the 3-inch Big Me, which is so ironic when you say it out loud. And I'm probably going to loop in the Raconteur, and Jack White 3-inch is one of there too. But
and when I was looking at that, because I had those on my list as potentials that I wanted to pick up, the Jack White stuff, I think they do it where it's a blind box, so when you buy it, you don't know what you're getting until you actually open
really?
it. Yeah.
See, I thought it was the way they made it look like. I thought it was like a 4-pack, you could only buy 4.
No,
you can only buy a pack with all 4 singles.
No, they call it a blind box.
I don't like that.
I I do and I don't. It depends on how much it depends on how much you like Jack White.
Yeah, I want to know what I'm getting. I don't like the blind stuff, the blind box stuff.
In certain aspects, yeah. I mean, like for a 3-inch novelty, I think it's worth it. Just because you don't know, and
no,
then that's okay. Oh, look at what I got.
That's true. Okay,
but
fair.
But if it was a full length EP that I was, or a full length LP that I was going to get, I'd want to know what I'm buying at that point.
I'll also admit that I'm assuming that the 3-inch can't be more than $10.
Here's hoping.
That's the thing. Now that I'm saying it out loud, this is all of the caveat of I'm not paying more than $10 for a 3-inch vinyl.
Well, look at how big a Mini Cooper is, and then look at how big something like a Jeep Renegade is.
Yeah,
and the Mini Cooper is more than.
That's cars.
Yeah, but still, it's tiny.
Anyway, my second pick. My second pick.
Number 2 out of 3.
The Motorhead 7-inch picture disc of Overkill and Bomber.
I knew you were going to throw one picture disc on here.
Now, are you all ready to feel old? Overkill came out 40 years ago.
Overkill?
40 years ago. Overkill. I mean, that song, you could make an argument, even more so than Ace of Spades, influenced thrash and heavy music completely. Just the double bass drums, the bass riff. I mean, it's such an iconic song. So I think it'd just be kind of cool to celebrate that with a picture disc. Now, my third pick, I'm looking at my list, and I was actually going to go with something different to spice everything up. But you know what? I'm going to pick one of your picks, Matt.
Yeah. Which one?
Mastodon, Stairway to Nick John.
Okay.
Mainly because of two things. One, I think the idea of Mastodon covering Stairway to Heaven is so cool. I'm really excited to hear that cover.
Some people would argue that, you don't cover Zeppelin like you don't play Stairway or you don't cover the Beatles. It's just one of those taboos.
But it's Mastodon. Second, I also love's the bad word, because there is such a strong personal story behind why they're even doing this.
Yeah.
Because their manager, who had been with them for many years, who really was a fifth member for the band and really helped the band go from underground legends to the mega huge band that they are currently, he passed away last year. And it really affected the band a lot. And at the funeral, which is actually where the live recording comes from on the side, is actually from the funeral, because the manager's 3 favorite bands were Mastodon, Gojira, which is the other band that he managed, and Led Zeppelin. So for the funeral, they asked Mastodon if they could do Stairway to Heaven. And the way that this actually all came about is that apparently they were just going to play the song in their manager's honor, and I guess they found out, there's a live recording of it. And they were like, well, I guess we should probably just record a studio version of this then. So they were able to kind of take like what could have been like them going, I don't want this personally to be shared. And they're able to find a really beautiful way to continue paying tribute to their fallen family member, essentially. Because that's when you're working with such a close team for so many years, they really do become family.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody who holds like a 9 to 5, you really do spend a lot more time with those people than you do your own family. And
imagine when your job goes beyond 9 to 5 too.
Right, exactly.
I know
that the artwork is cool too.
The artwork is really cool. And I know that, the manager was such a personal, a lot of people in the industry knew him. He's worked with many artists, but he really took such great pride in Mastodon. So for the band to really pay this kind of tribute, it's just really a special piece to own as well. And they could have done this in any other format too, but the fact that they chose to do it for Record Store Day, I think also makes it really special.
Yeah.
So with that said, I think we already have one.
Yep.
For the final 3. I'm also going to go ahead and just say, put South Park soundtrack on there, because that is so cool.
I know, that's awesome.
I don't know, you can't see us, but I actually gave Matt the middle finger when he picked that, because I was going to pick that as well, because that is so cool. Well, so I already was kind of like, you know what, I don't really need it on vinyl, but I'll get it on vinyl because the soundtrack is so hysterical.
It's also very old at this point.
It really, if you want to feel old, that really...
And that's been released so many times already.
But it's actually funny, like, I don't think that movie gets enough credit for how good of a musical it was. Like, Trey and Matt, I think Book of Mormon proved how much they really do have respect for the art form of Broadway musicals. But that musical, I mean, they really took the songs seriously.
Yeah.
For bigger, longer, uncut.
And if you haven't seen the movie ever because it's South Park, you owe it to yourself to at least watch it once.
But like, so I was like, oh, I don't really need a vinyl copy. Then I saw the description and how, what it actually is. I'm like, yes, I need it.
Yes.
I'm hoping that's not like $50.
I know. That's the only problem with something like that.
Because, I don't know about you, Matt, but I really try to stick by a rule of I really don't want to spend more than $30 or $35 on a piece of vinyl.
Right. That, and I only want to buy something that I know that I'm going to listen to. This would be almost like a novelty.
Yeah. But this is such a cool collector's item that, it has to be in the top 30. So we got Mastodon, Stairway to Nick John, and then the
South Park
over-elaborate double-color vinyl edition of South Park soundtrack.
So before one, because that's where we're really going to fight it out. Do you want to go over some honorable mentions?
We could. I think we I definitely think the Jack White 3 inches. I love the raconteurs, and so much so that when we were doing the episode of what we're looking forward to 2019, I literally kicked myself because I completely forgot that the raconteurs are going to be coming out of new music this year. Even though I'm a little bummed that none of the record store days involved the new music, because that would have been a fun way to promote the album.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely up there.
Okay. Well, I found a couple of these to be pretty interesting. The first one is The Sopranos, Peppers and Eggs.
That is pretty cool.
Essentially, this was like a soundtrack to go along with the show, and for it being 20 years at this point in time, they're re-releasing it on vinyl. And
that was a great soundtrack.
Yeah. And what really kind of caught my eye on this, it wasn't necessarily the music on it, because, it's got all your standards. It's got the Stones, Dylan, the Kinks, Sinatra, Otis Redding, and many others. But it's pressed on what they're calling Prozac and booze colored vinyl. Their words, not mine. So that was pretty interesting.
The other honorable mention, the only honorable one I really want to mention, so we don't take up too much more time. It technically was released last year, but because it was so popular, I guess they're bringing it back this year. The Cheech and Chong Up in Smoke. Yeah. 7-inch.
And I was going to bring that one up too. And they redid Up in Smoke for 2018. That's on one side, and then the original's on the other.
Yeah, and this is like a scratch and sniff one too. So literally, you can scratch, I guess, a sticker on it, and it smells like potpourri. No, you know what it smells like. Up in Smoke, Cheech and Chong. Come on, it's going to smell like weed.
I thought it was going to smell like Funyuns.
Tomato, right?
Yeah.
And I was really tempted to get it last year, but I was like, that's some paraphernalia that I don't know that older Zach really needs to be showcasing. But it is really funny and really cool and really tempting. And
then my last one, because I was actually going to bring up Cheech and Chong, the last one that I've got is because 10-year-old me saw that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were going to put out Pizza Power. Yeah. And then it comes with 2 patches. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And I know there's a cool Pearl Jam live one that's coming out too. You can't really do wrong with Pearl Jam on vinyl, dare I say. There's just a lot. There's always something fun, and there's always something that I forget about, and then once I'm up at the front desk, collect which ones I want. I'm like, crap, I forgot that one, or crap, I forgot this or that. Like last year, literally as soon as we left Vintage Vinyl, in New Jersey, as soon as we left, I'm like, crap, I forgot the Roxanne single vinyl 7-inch that they released. It was cool because like the cover had the red telephone, and I think the vinyl was colored too.
You'll have to put on the red light.
And I haven't been able to find it since.
I think it was on blue vinyl.
Was it?
No, it was most definitely red. Come on.
Yeah. Or it was like, I don't know if it was like black, it was just standard black. So it was really, I really kicked myself that I didn't get that. Turn on the red light. Anyway. Is there one that you kind of like, the one that got away for you, Matt, that you wish?
Honestly, not really. Last year was kind of just an okay year for things that I wanted. One of the things that I thought was really cool was Hailstorm released their covers EP that had a lot of really good songs on it on a picture disc,
which I got,
which was really cool.
I'm not even a huge Hailstorm fan, but like, oh, that just looks cool.
Right, it looked really cool. It was white vinyl and it had like the face on it that they did. got the Rage Against the Machine last year that I wanted.
Which sounds really fun too. And you can just feel the energy of them performing outside the convention. Like, it was really cool.
And then there was the Zeppelin one that I picked up that had the rock and roll on one side and Friends on the other side. That was really cool.
Yeah, I was tempted to get that one just because it was also like on a yellow vinyl.
Yep. And then I got the Foo Fighters songs from the Laundry Room. That one was really cool. And it's like a big, gigantic looking tape insert with, but it's on vinyl. So, I mean, that was really cool as well. So I don't know if there's necessarily really one that got away that I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I didn't get that. I think the only
Police one for me for sure.
I think this year, if I don't get one of the South Park ones, either because it's overpriced or because they're just sold out. I think that's going to be the only one because it just sounds so cool to have like the character etched in the or stamped on the vinyl like it's in their shape. I think that's really cool.
I will be bummed about that. That and also Mastodon. I'll be bummed a little bit.
I think that Mastodon will be a little bit easier to get because I don't know if a lot of people that go to Record Store Day that early are gonna.
I actually think that one's gonna be a hot selling one because it has been really promoted. But I also don't think that's gonna be limited. I think they're gonna make a lot of copies of that one, and plan to sell it out for a while. I could be wrong about that too.
So what do we want to do about
to elaborate or to backtrack a little bit? We got the South Park bigger, longer, uncut, uber duper cool color deluxe vinyl set. We also got Mastodon Stairway to Nick John. So now we're down to the final three. I'm totally okay with taking Motorhead off of the list.
Okay.
So it's really down between Green Day and Foo Fighters. Mm-hmm. I'm going to stand by the Big Me 3-inch. Because I think, yes, you might not be able to listen to it, but it is such a cool... It's a cool novelty, and it's the kind of thing that makes Record Store Day kind of special to have those cool things that you really can't get any other day. Like, this is not going to be something that's going to be the new wave of the industry where every band's going to be releasing 3-inches.
I mean,
now.
I don't know. If you think about it, we did mini discs, mini cassettes. Have we ever really had mini vinyl?
But it's not going to be the wave of the future. Like, it literally is just a cute.
You're dashing my
thing.
hopes that I'll never have a 3-inch vinyl player in my car.
Yes, sorry, but I think while as cool as it would be to hear Green Day's Woodstock performance, I don't think you need to. That could come at any time. And as cool as it is, as cool of a way as it is to celebrate the 25th anniversary of that album, which we discussed more in length in a past Pick 3 episode, wink, wink, plug, I don't necessarily think if I had to choose between getting a Big Me 3-inch versus a live recording of Green Day's Woodstock set, I would go with the 3-inch because to me, I also don't think that's going to be reproduced in multiple ways down the road. I really think that this is like either you get it on Record Store Day or that's it.
I'm also very curious as to how much of the Green Day performance is going to be on the vinyl.
Well, how long of a set was it? That's the other thing. It's like...
I can only imagine that it was probably like 6-7 songs maybe.
I mean...
I don't know off the top of my head, but to me, I think if it's only the songs that were a part of the release of the Woodstock 94, which I think maybe there were like one... I mean, if there's like one or two, I'll go with the Foo Fighters. If it's the entire set, I'm going to go with Green Day.
Well, I mean, first off, the entire set itself is 9 songs.
Still, most bands don't get 9 songs when they open for another band.
That's true. I got to believe it's going to be the full recording. No, I'm just curious. Yeah, because the website doesn't really say too much. I don't know. To me, I don't necessarily feel that I need to rush to get this, that this is literally, if I don't get it on April 13th, 2019, Record Store Day, then I'm never going to have it again. Especially because that recording, I mean, if you really want to listen to it or even see it, you can go to YouTube.
Yeah, but you can also go to YouTube and watch Big Me.
But you won't own such a cool novelty piece in your house.
How long do you keep novelty pieces in your house?
I keep them for quite a while. It's a bit of a reason why I fight with a lot of family members because I hold on to too many things for too long.
And one thing that I'm looking at this artwork again, and I didn't notice the first time around, the bombs that are dropped from the plane on the album. This one says, they say, never trust a hippie. I never noticed that.
Oh, that's actually cool. Yeah, I'm looking at that now too. It's cool artwork, but if it was just I actually like the mud touches to it as well.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That is really cool.
It could be mud, it could be dookie.
Yeah, or you know what? It was Woodstock 94, probably both.
Yeah.
I'm still leaning towards Big Me.
All right, fine. We'll go with Big Me.
Yeah. Am I getting you to admit that I'm right?
Yeah.
Yay, I'm right.
You're right. Fine. I'll give you 1 out of the 3.
Woo! So let's recap then. Final 3: Mastodon, Stairway to Nick John, their tribute to their manager and to Led Zeppelin. The elaborate deluxe double color vinyl edition of South Park's Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. I still love that title. And then the Foo Fighters Big Me 3-inch vinyl, which is also very, very silly. I'm sure that we will be seeing you all in line for Record Store Day. But let us know what
our third year, wouldn't it?
Third year together
doing this, yeah.
Yeah. So we want to know what has you excited the most this year for Record Store Day. Let us know what you end up picking if you're going to be going to your local record store, which you should be doing anyway. But let us know on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even YouTube at Epic Footnote, and we'll see you all in line.
Take it easy, guys.
Bye.